What's up, y'all? This is Osirez. Long time no see. But today we're going to take a look at Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was just released on Linux as of yesterday. And we're going to, get a feel for how well it runs. Is it worth your money and all that jazz? So let's go into it. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the reviews, quote unquote, of the game itself. There's plenty of reviews. The game's been out since 2015 on other platforms such as Xbox, etc., etc. So if you want to check out reviews of the game, you should go seek those on different channels. But I'm just going to get into the basics of the game. Some of the different aspects, and then we're going to get into the performance and if this is truly a port that's worth your money. Let's start with the sounds of the game. The game sounds absolutely phenomenal. The cinematic audio matches the cinematic visuals. There was no corner cut in this game when it comes to audio visual. The game looks it's almost as if you're playing a movie. It's spectacular. It has a very big box budget Hollywood adventure action movie type of feel, and it's like they give you control of that. So if you're into action movies and Raiders of the Raiders of the Lost Ark, then this might be a thing for you. Even if you're not, this might be a thing for you. Worth trying. The game is critically acclaimed already, and now it's available on Linux. So let's take a kind of a dive into the port portion of the subject. According to the Steam page, this game is required to be running Ubuntu 17.10 as the minimum and recommended spec. For CPU, it's an Intel i3 4130T, which is a dual core with 4-thread hyperthreading, or AMD equivalent. 8 gigs of RAM is the minimum, with 12 gigs being the recommended. 2 gig graphics card R9 285 or GCN 3rd gen and above. We'll get into that a little bit in a minute. And or a 2 gig Nvidia GTX 680 or better. The recommended spec is an Nvidia GTX 980 Ti or better. They recommend 28 gigs of space, which is not terrible for a game of this nature. Requires Vulkan, but again, that goes into the whole graphics card selection thing, which we'll get into in a minute. Intel graphics are not supported at all. Zero. None whatsoever. Controller worked right out the box for me. No fuss, no nothing. Just works, and really responsive, and everything's good there. Now, back to the whole graphics card situation. Any AMD GCN1 and GCN2 cards are not supported because of the fact that they're not supported, I guess, the current version of Vulkan. So there's some issue there. Now, with that being said, I do know several people on YouTube and off YouTube who have AMD cards, and it does indeed play. Now, it's caveat emptor in the situation, though. You're going to have to find out for yourself if it plays well enough. Now, I will say that the people I've talked to, the game, performance-wise, runs very good. Almost comparable to the Nvidia ones. But there is some issue with Vulkan, and there's some issue with shaders and etc., which you might need to kind of dial in your entire dial in your graphic settings to get them to go away. So I am not going to personally promote you going out and buy this game with an AMD card that's not supported, but I will also give you the little tidbit of information that if you do have one of these cards and you want to blow some money, or not blow some money, but you want to buy the game, you could try it out and see if it works. Seems to mostly work according to the people that I've talked to. Also, in addition to that, this game is super CPU dependent, like super. If you have a high-end CPU like i7 or like the new Ryzen AMD chips, it'll be no issue. Like that's not going to tax it at all. But if you're working with a 4-core i5 or like an older chip, like an AMD FX series chip, you're going to be severe. You're going to peg that CPU, and it's going to be CPU limited, not GPU limited. And there's something to keep in mind. Now, I want to probably test this. Maybe I'll come out with another video where I do benchmarks on my computer, which has an i7 with 6 cores and 12 threads and a GTX 1070, and then try it on my other computer that's an AMD 4-core with a GTX 960. Maybe I'll do a video later on about that and see what the major differences is, and then also try to fiddle with the graphic settings and see if you can just really dial it down a more mainstream system. I don't want to call it a lower end system, but probably what most people have. So that's pretty much the performance. At the end of the day, my final thoughts about it are: if you have a decent gaming computer, you run Linux, this is worth your money. It's absolutely worth your money. No doubts about this. This is a must buy. It is $60 game, full $60 game. But as of the time of this video, there's a sale that ends on April 23rd. So 3 days from this video, which is 67% off, making it $20. There is absolutely no reason that you can justify by saying don't get this game if you run Linux. If you run Linux, you should support Feral Interactive and the other porters who bring you these games. Not only bring you these games, but bring you games that are good games that are good ports. This is a good port. It's a good game. It's worth the money. Go check it out. This has been Osirez PC Pimp, and I'm out.